James Carville, the famed Democratic strategist, is with us. James, good to have you.
I'm a fan of the show, and I'm so glad you're doing call-in because I'll be honest with you, I think sometimes your callers are more interesting than you are.
They are, and there's a lot of them.
They really come with some pretty insightful questions. So
well, that's right. So that's a good way to tee up the calls. You want to take on Carville? 866-967-6887. Take on Carville or celebrate him. Do whatever you want.
Right.
All right, but James, let's talk a little bit first. Are you surprised? I mean, that Kash Patel, look, when they first nominated Pete Hegseth and Patel, and I was thinking, some of them will get through. I figured, Hegseth will probably maybe get through, but they're not going to confirm Kash Patel for the head of the FBI. Was that just me being naive?
Well, first of all, I'll make a general statement that I think is true, but you would know to answer this. In the entire history of the FBI, there has never been a Democratic director.
Ever.
Okay.
I've made that point. Ever.
I don't know what it means, but, and a lot of lawyers. You're a lawyer yourself. I am. There are a lot of good Democratic lawyers, a lot of good Democratic administrators. So let's back up. Of course, this guy is supremely unqualified. He says he wants to make the FBI building into a museum. I'm pretty sure I'm right on that.
Yep. A deep state museum.
So if you go online and you want to apply for a job at the FBI, you know how talented you have to be? You know how credentialed you have to be? You know how educated you have to be? It's a really, the people that work there are very, very resourceful people. Extremely. And they're very institutionalized. They love the FBI. For good reason, I think. It's not a perfect kind of thing, but he is going to, if he thinks that this is going to be easy for him, he has no idea of the buzzsaw that he's getting ready to enter into. And these are clever people. They really are. Mm-hmm. And most people, my dad was a federal employee. He was a postmaster of a third-class post office. So you could say, by any definition, he was a minor bureaucrat. But if you told him and his children that he earned a useless living, we wouldn't have liked that. Okay,
yeah.
That wouldn't have sat well with us. We thought he had performed a service to the community. People would come in, they'd get their mail, they'd stop, they'd talk to you. So I don't think Kash Patel has any idea of what he's getting into. But I will go out on a limb and say he's going to find out very fast.
Well, let me ask you this. So you got a lot of Democrats who have been sort of yelling and screaming about a lot of these nominations, and in some cases, I think rightly so, and in other cases, I think it's been a bit overwrought. But, it seems that the angrier Democrats get, the more it feeds into exactly what Donald Trump and Elon Musk and some of these other folks want, meaning Fox News plays sound bites of Democrats' heads exploding as sort of sport. So what should they do from a media or political perspective?
Well, okay, I'm going to tease a piece I'm pretty sure will be coming out that I'm doing in the New York Times, probably Monday or Tuesday, but sometimes they'll kill it. But what I've said very publicly, Democrats need to play possum. This whole thing is collapsing. It doesn't need Elizabeth Warren and somebody screaming to pacify some progressive advocacy groups in Washington, which, by the way, I wish these people were just useless. They're actually worse than useless, that they're detrimental. And they never, ever learn to shut up. And so, Dan, this is what I believe. I believe that this administration, in less than 30 days, in the midst of a massive collapse, and particularly a collapse in public opinion. Della Volpe at Harvard, who's very good. I used to think, once I saw a Harvard youth poll, I discounted it. I've come to say it's a pretty damn good poll. Pretty good guy. He's gone from 53 approval to under 30 to 39. That's a collapse. And all we need to do, the analogy I use, is Pickett is 500 yards from the stone wall. Hold your fire. It's going to be easy pickings here in 6 weeks. Just layback.
So you literally think 30 days to 6 weeks, the Trump administration is effectively going to collapse in terms of public support?
Well, it's collapsing right now. We're in the midst of a collapse. This is the lowest approval, not even close, that any president has ever had at a comparable time. Again, that's a provable fact. So they're not going to be able to get a debt extension. That's pretty clear. I don't think they're going to be able to pass reconciliation, but I'm not sure. But they're going to have to go to Hakeem. And that is going to be the equivalent of stacking arms. It's over. We can't go without you. And I think the House Democrats, and this is going to shock a lot of people, I think they know exactly what they're doing, and they know exactly what's going to happen. And I've never been a sick fan. I think Democrats make a lot of mistakes, but I think these guys know what's coming, and they know how they're going to handle it. And Mike Johnson's going to have no other choice. He's going to have to go. And when he does, that's surrender. It's going to happen quickly.